The next topic what we are going to discuss is the differential equation of motion for simple harmonic motion. For this, let us consider a body which is undergoing free oscillations. That is, for example, you have a mass which is attached to the spring and you pull that and you set it for oscillations and it is undergoing oscillations. For such oscillations, the only force acting on the body will be the restoring force. Restoring force is the force which wants to bring back the body to its original or mean position. So, because of this, the body will keep oscillating, and that is the only force which is acting on the body. And we know the restoring force for a vibrating body can be written as F is equal to minus K into X, where X is the displacement and it is in a direction opposite to the direction of the restoring force, and K is the force constant. As per Newton's second law of motion, we can write the force as force is equal to mass into acceleration, that is d square x by dt square. So, equating these two equations, we get m into d square x by dt square is equal to minus k into x, or d square x by dt square is equal to minus k by m into x, or d square x by dt square plus k by m into x is equal to 0. So, this is the equation which represents the equation of motion for a body executing free vibrations. The solution of this equation will be of the form. So, if I solve the second order differential equation for x, the solution of this equation will be of the form x is equal to a sin omega t, where omega is the angular frequency, a is the amplitude and t is the time elapsed. Now, if I differentiate with this equation with respect to t, then dx by dt is equal to a cos omega t into omega. And if I differentiate this equation again, d square x by dt square, that will be equal to a omega or constant. Differentiation of cos omega t will be minus sin omega t into omega. So, this becomes omega square. Now, we know a sin omega t is nothing but x. So, a sin omega t is written as x. So, it will be omega square into x, or I can write d square x by dt square plus omega square x is equal to 0. Now, compare this equation. Let this be equation 1 and let this be equation 2. On comparing these two equations, you will see that d square x by dt square plus k by m into x is 0, but here it is plus omega square x is equal to 0. So, on comparison, what we observe is omega square is equal to k by m, or omega is equal to square root of k by m. Sorry, omega is equal to square root of k by m, where omega is the angular frequency of vibration, or it is also called as natural frequency of vibration of the body. In the previous video, we saw that this omega can be related to frequency as omega is equal to 2 pi nu, or nu is equal to omega by 2 pi. Now, we know omega is square root of k by m. So, I can write nu is equal to 1 by 2 pi square root of k by m. And we also know that nu is related to time period as nu is equal to 1 by t, or t is equal to 1 by nu. So, this implies t can be written as 1 by nu. 1 by nu will be 2 pi into square root of m by k. So, this how we can get the angular frequency, natural frequency and time period of oscillation of a body which is undergoing simple harmonic motion. So, the unit for angular frequency is radian per second. For frequency nu, it is in terms of hertz, and then the unit for time period will be second. The next topic what we are going to learn is equivalent force constant for springs in series combination. For this, let us consider two springs S1 and S2. And we know that if I take a spring and can attach a mass to its one end, then the spring will extend by some amount and there is a force, restoring force coming into picture over there, and there will be a force constant for that particular spring which we represent as K. So, if I take S1 separately and then attach a mass m to it, then the restoring force coming into picture over there is written as minus K1 x1, where K1 is the force constant of the spring S1 and x1 is the extension caused in it. In a similar way, if I take S2 spring separately, then attach a mass, then the restoring force F is equal to minus K2 into x2, where K2 is the force constant of the spring S2 and x2 is the extension caused in the spring S2. Now, if S1 and S2 be suspended in series as shown in the figure over here, then let a load M be suspended now at the bottom of the series combination. Since the springs S1 and S2 experience the same pull by the mass, S1 extends by an amount x1 and S2 by an amount x2. Thus, the mass M comes down showing the total extension x to be equal to x1 plus x2, which is represented here. Now, if the force constant for the series combination is taken as Ks, that is total force constant because of these two springs, if I represent it by Ks, we can write the force is equal to minus Ks into x. X is the total extension due to the extensions in the two springs together. Or I can write this as the force F can be written as m into g is equal to minus Ks. X can be written as x1 plus x2, or x1 plus x2 is equal to m into g by minus comes here and Ks. Now, from the first two equations, I can write x1 and x2 as minus f by k1 and minus f by k2. So, I rewrite this x1 and x2 and write the equation as minus f by k1 minus f by k2 is equal to minus ng by ks. Now, the pull experienced by each of the spring is the same, that is mg due to the mass m. So, I can rewrite the equation as minus mg by k1 minus mg by k2 is equal to minus mg by ks, or I can again rewrite this equation as 1 by k1 plus 1 by k2 is equal to 1 by ks. Or I can also rewrite this equation as ks is equal to k1 k2 by k1 plus k2, that is in case of two springs. If we have more than two springs, I can rewrite this equation as 1 by ks is equal to summation I is equal to 1 to n number of springs 1 by ki. Then the time period of oscillation when the springs are in series combination can be written as T is equal to 2 pi square root of m by ks. In the similar way, let us see what is the equivalent force constant for springs in parallel combination. Again, let us consider the two springs S1 and S2. So, starting with the same way, if I take S1 separately, then the force experienced by this spring, the restoring force is given by minus K1 x1. So, K1 is the force constant of the spring and x1 is the extension in it, and I can even write this as x1 is equal to mg by k1 with a minus symbol, and in the same way for the spring S2 the restoring force is given by minus k2 x2, or I can write x2 to be equal to minus mg by k2. That is when I take these two springs separately. Now let these two springs be suspended from a rigid support parallel to each other as shown in the figure. Their free ends are fastened to the free support to which a mass m is suspended. So the free support will get pulled by a distance x due to the mass m. And if I consider the restoring force acting on the support be Fp, because I have put springs in parallel, and the force constant if I take it as Kp, that is the equivalent force constant when I put springs in parallel combination, then I can write the restoring force for the total parallel combination as Fp is equal to minus Kp into x. The restoring force Fp is actually shared by the two springs because each one has a different stiffness factor, and since the mass m is attached to a free support here, then each one gets pulled by the same amount. So the extension what you see will be of the same amount, and the total force, restoring force which is produced here when the two springs are put in parallel is shared by the two springs, but they extend by the same amount. So this Fp can be written as the force experienced by first plus the force experienced by the second spring. So I can write this as minus Kp into x is equal to minus K1 into x1 minus K2 into x2. Now I know that extension, what is happening in these two springs, x is equal to x1 is equal to x2. So each of these springs get extended by a same amount. So the total extension x will be equal to x1 and is equal to x2. So the equation changes as minus Kp is equal to minus K1 minus K2, or Kp is equal to K1 plus K2. If I have many springs in parallel, then I can write the same equation as Kp is equal to K1 plus K2 plus K3 plus so on for n number of springs. The time period for the oscillations when many springs are put in parallel is given by T is equal to 2 pi square root of m by Kp, that is the equivalent force constant for springs in parallel combination.